Hey, faithful followers. Just time for the weekly update. So, wanted to just kind of touch base with everyone. I know I've talked with a lot of you guys throughout the week with just comments and text messages and phone calls and whatnot. But just wanted to give my weekly update on my 5Fs for the week. And so, as you guys know, my 5Fs are faith, family, fitness, finances, and forgiveness. And so definitely I think was another building week for me. Some good moments, some areas still for improvement. But let's jump into it. So first area is faith. And so I've said I was going to concentrate really on three things within this one: Bible reading daily. I've continued on with that, and actually it's been kind of fun because I've had some people commenting more and more about posts that I've made or where they're at in their reading, and so really had some good dialogue with some people, been able to give some encouragement to some people, and just enjoy my time in the Word as well. And I feel like God's really using that time, that daily discipline to build me up and to reveal things to me. And so been strong with that, as you guys have seen. Daily prayer as well. Been staying faithful in that as well. I feel like my prayers are really... I feel more connection to God within them, I guess would be the best way of saying it. They feel more genuine. I've been doing a study with our small group, Craig Rochelle's book, Dangerous Prayers, and so I've been really focusing on the prayers that he's been talking about. This last week we began the second part of his book, which is all about praying break me, to align my will with his and make myself useful. And so I think it's been great. Praying for God to break you, though, can be a little bit scary from the standpoint of you don't know what that looks like, and it's putting all your trust in Him. But I believe as a faithful follower and Christian and child of God, that's what we're called to do. So I'm excited for what's to come in prayer. I'm also just about to begin a study as well called Praying Through the Bible through my church Harvest, and it's a 4-week study, so pretty short, but I'm excited about what I'm going to learn about prayer in there, and continuing to grow my prayer life and my intimacy and relationship with God through prayer. And so really excited about that. Bible studies, I just mentioned 2 that we're doing. Also continuing with the immersion Bible study with my 2 buddies, Jake and John, and we are just finished up Genesis in the book that we're reading, which is called Beginnings. It's kind of the beginning of the Old Testament, and we're about to jump into Exodus as well. So I'm kind of really, to be honest, right on pace with where I'm at in my daily Bible reading as well. So it's been interesting because I read in my daily Bible out of the ESV version, whereas the immersion series is all New Living Translation, and so definitely gives you kind of an added perspective to the same text, and just enjoying that time as well with them. And then also, I think I mentioned in the last video, but as a part of Harvest Men, we've been, kind of revamping the vision of what Harvest Men's about, and we had some kind of our first real vision meeting this last week, and kind of what we believe Harvest Men is supposed to be about, or where we feel God is calling us to. So was a great meeting. Took some great things away from that to chew on, and I've been reading a book to kind of go along with that as we go through this, called Church Unique, which is a book about church ministry and how each church has a special place in God's kingdom and has been created for a specific reason. So really enjoying that time and really where God's pushing me and stretching me in my faith right now. My second F, family. Had another good week with Katie. I've really tried my hardest to, do things without being asked this last week. Whether it was just, doing the dishes that maybe we don't do in the dishwasher that have to be hand washed, or vacuuming or doing laundry, just kind of trying to serve her in any way I can. And we've had some more great conversations. I feel like Katie's really been revealing her heart to me more and more, and I've enjoyed that. I hope I've done a good job of listening. I feel like I've done a good job of listening and just working through some stuff that is a part of her daily life. And so I feel like that area is going well. Again, always can be better. I miss opportunities every day, but I think I'm beginning to recognize some of the opportunities I was missing that I wasn't even realizing I was missing. So definitely excited about that. Discipleship of my children, going really well. Still in the Amped devotional with Lillian every night. We just talked about tonight, actually, the story of Daniel in the lion's den and how God can do the impossible and shut the mouths of lions. So it was really cool. It was actually a story she wasn't as familiar with, so really had some great conversation about that and how God protected Daniel in that moment, because Daniel continued to do the right thing that in God's eyes versus the wrong thing of what the world was telling him he should be doing. So was just a great opportunity to disciple and speak some truth and explain what the story was about, or at least the story from my point of view, what it was about. And then just a lot of great time with Keaton as well. We're kind of in a tough moment with Keaton right now where he's really pushing his boundaries and testing his strength and just being a boy at 3 years old. And it's been a great opportunity for me to practice patience, though I've fallen short quite a bit in that area. But really just an opportunity to speak into Keaton, to help mold him and shape him in God's path, and as well as mold and shape me as a father in God's way that he is a father to us. And so it's been really good. Also spent a lot of time with them out at the slopes this last weekend. Keaton really is learning to ski, so that was really exciting and fun to see. Third thing, Foster, I think I told you guys last time, but our application is in. We're kind of in the waiting period. Our recommendation letters, I believe, have been received, and we've been fingerprinted. So just kind of in that waiting period for the next step in the call to find out what that is. Third area, fitness. This area has been really good as well. Continued with my workouts that I've been posting. Cardio one day and well, really cardio every day, but a focus on cardio one day and then weights the next day. And that's been going really well. The nutrition plan's been going really well. I would say this last Sunday I didn't do quite as good. There was some really good food there, but though most of it was healthy during our small group meal, I did indulge a little bit more than I normally eat in terms of portion size. So I think I could have done a little bit better in that meal. But overall, Katie's been fantastic about keeping us on track. And so we've been really staying on that and continuing on with that Advocare nutrition plan. And just building that healthy lifestyle. I feel like right now I haven't really had the cravings for some of the things. Doesn't mean I don't want a slice of pizza every once in a while, but I don't feel like I need it. Or in other portions or times in the past, I felt like I need pizza. It's something I love and I've got to have it. And eating this healthy food, my body's really starting to feel a lot better. I do feel like one area I need to improve on in terms of healthy lifestyle is getting a little bit more sleep. I feel like I've as I can do it, sometimes overcommitted myself a little bit, and so I'm stretching myself a little bit thin, so my bedtime's been a little bit later. I continue with the early rising, so I think I need to really make sure I'm getting a consistent amount of sleep. I'd like to stay around 8 hours. I've been closer between 6 to 7 most nights, so I really want to make sure I do a better job moving forward with that. Fourth one, finances. We've already tithed for the month, so we're past that. We're about to begin kind of construction on some of the things to start remodeling for the kitchen and preparing things for the garage to be built in the back as well. And so we're on task with that. We were really blessed this last week. I think I mentioned in the last video, but can't remember. But with the freeze on student loan debt student loan payments in terms of interest and required payments going, that's really helped. We've continued to make our payments to push that student loan debt down, but not having to pay interest and not being forced to make a payment as well has been nice, though we're continuing on. So we've been able to kind of eat into that a little bit farther than we normally would if it wasn't for that freeze that's going on currently due to government mandate. So we've been blessed by that as well. Fifth one, forgiveness. I didn't read at all in my book about Lisa TerKeurst about forgetting or learning to forgive what you can't forget. And I feel like I've been stretched a little thin in terms of all the reading I'm doing right now of different books along with my scripture reading, and it just fell to the wayside. And I'm hoping to get back into it this week, though, to be honest, I'm not sure if it's going to happen. But I have been really trying to focus in on where do I have opportunities within my own life to forgive and recognizing that or asking for forgiveness if I messed up. And so no real things stood out immensely to me this last week. As I kind of reflected on the past week and how it went. I'm sure not every interaction was positive from both sides but I didn't feel like there was anything that I stepped outside of my boundaries or was harsh towards someone. I felt like I did a pretty good job of those interactions, and then and maybe that's why I didn't see any sort of negative conflict towards me either, is because I was really being conscious of my own actions, and so there wasn't necessarily a reason for someone to be in conflict. So I think that's an area where God's continuing to push me. I'm seeing it in my reading as I'm reading about the story of Jacob and Esau and forgiveness and that story, and just the different things you read in Scripture and in the readings that I've been doing. So still an area I want to get back into that book at some point, hopefully here in the next week. But to be honest, right now that's kind of not, the forgiveness is on the back burner, but it's not necessarily my forefront right now at this moment, to be completely honest. So that's just a basic update of what's going on in my life. Again, I really appreciate all the comments I've gotten on social media, responses to the videos, and just text messages and stuff of encouragement towards me and how it's encouraging you. So thank you guys, as always, for watching the video, and hope you're having a blessed week, and continue to build those small daily disciplines that lead to the big things, especially the big thing of faithfulness to God. So have a great week, guys, and I'll see you next week.